Another way that we can cultivate community is through times of affirmation. Anybody can point out what's wrong with people. I don't think it takes much discernment to tear people down and to point out all their faults. The devil's really good at that. I think true discernment is when we have the ability to see through the mess and see the redemptive call and identity that's in somebody and be able to actually call that forth and affirm that. And so it's, again, in our communities where we make space to actually speak that destiny and the identity and affirmation over people is so powerful and healing for many of them that have been so beat down and discouraged. And so creating space for that is really important. And even Jesus in Matthew 3, verse 17, had the Father publicly affirm him that this is my beloved Son in whom I'm well pleased. And so if even Jesus needed to hear the Father saying these public affirmations, how much more do we, in our spaces we come together, need to publicly affirm and celebrate one another? So a real practical for you is to actually do this, to take time and wait on the Lord together and even hear what God might be saying, affirmations from the Lord and from each other of what we appreciate about people. Now, I know for some, you're going to have to really pray. You're going to have to really ask God. But man, I'm telling you, even the most difficult person in your life, there is something that God can reveal to you to show you that you can celebrate, that God has put in them. And you may be the first person to ever affirm them in that way, because maybe they've been put down their whole life. We'd often think that somebody who's trying to promote themselves or acts arrogant or prideful, that you need to pull them down, where largely that's coming out of insecurity, and it's coming out of a place where they feel like they're the only ones who's going to champion themselves. And so this arrogance, this pride is actually coming out of an insecurity. So actually to combat that, we would need to affirm, we need to build up, we need to actually do affirmations to begin to help them see that, you know what, they're not the ones that have to promote themselves, but that we're going to look after them and care for them and love them and minister that identity that they so long for.